Well, hi there, everybody. I'm Dave Georgeson. You know me by now, but just in case you don't, I'm the Director of Development for the EverQuest franchise, which is EverQuest, EverQuest 2, and the new one we're building, EverQuest Next. But today we're talking about EverQuest 2. A couple of weeks ago, we sat down with several of the dev team members and talked about Cobalt Scar and what was coming up on that. And this time around, we're going to sit down with three of the other usual suspects. A couple of artists and a designer. I'll introduce them to you, and we're going to talk about Sirens Grotto. So this is Chris Gerlich. He's a game designer on the team. Tim Hadelar is the art director. And then Chris Atkins is one of our great character animators on the team. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about, as I mentioned before, Sirens Grotto. So to get to that, why don't we talk a little bit, start with you, Chris, because you've done a lot of the work for making this happen. You guys actually worked on, I lied, I'm not going to talk to you first. You guys spent a lot of time building Cobalt Scar and the look of it and stuff like that, and we showed some pictures and stuff a couple of weeks ago. Now, Sirens Grotto, what kind of area is that? Is that another overland? Is it dungeons? Is it raids?
It's a dungeon. It's raids, yeah. There's two very distinct parts to it. You'll find it in Cobalt Scar and off in one of the corners in a grotto of all places. I don't know, do you want to talk about the inside? Or?
Well, I know. I'll just go ahead and do the bad news thing. There's two major parts to this area. We're going to talk about the first part. We're not talking about the second part because, as usual, we want to keep some surprises for you so that when you get in there, you can be stunned by it when you get there. So we're just going to talk about the first half of that, which you had a lot to do with, right?
Yes.
You can talk a little bit about, the fact is we were in Cobalt Scar and we were doing a bunch of stuff there.
Right.
Why on earth do we go to Sirens Grotto?
Well, as you're questing in Cobalt Scar, you do help the Deepwater Circle. And in doing so, you come across this distressed siren outside of Sirens Grotto, and she's playing the whole damsel in distress bit to kind of lure you into coming into her home to supposedly rescue her people from some danger.
Let me stop you there. So you mentioned before when we were talking, the Deepwater Circle have their own goals.
Yes.
And they have to do with the Ages in Prophecy.
Correct.
Since we're talking about the Ages in Prophecy all the time, why don't you go ahead and mention why are the Deepwater Knights involved in this? What are they trying to do?
Well, they're kind of following you and the new Combine. You're all working as you're all cooperating in solving the Ages End Prophecy. And the Awakened Legion have a foothold in Cobalt Scar, and the new Combine have gone into the Cobalt Scar to kind of to stop their progression throughout Norad.
Right.
And alongside them is the Deepwater Circle, and that's where you come into play.
And the Deepwater Circle, are they looking for anything special, or are they just helping the Army?
They're looking for knowledge on the Ages End Prophecy and the Shissar calendar.
The Shissar calendar,
exactly.
Which is those symbols that we keep seeing everywhere.
Yes. And they know that the Awakened Legion are being led by Carafirm, and if they're in Cobalt Scar, then there's a strong tie to Carafirm's presence, and they want to put that to an end.
So there's mysteries here.
Yes.
The mysteries that we'll be trying to solve as players.
Correct.
Not just kill cool things and get fat loot.
Well, yeah, but that's a big reason.
Sure, that's a big reason too. So you worked a lot on these areas, and of course that you guys did too a lot. Let me skip away from the adventure for just a second and talk about the art. You probably spent more time on cool creatures for this.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time on creatures, and once Tim and the rest of the environment team starts to get everything together and the aesthetic of the environment, I'll start working on the characters and try to really tie them in, so that the aesthetic all matches and that they'll still blend with the environment, but pop out at the same time, so it's not that hard to find the NPCs.
Right.
I had a really great time working on the Sirens for this update.
Something completely new for us.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're always just challenged to do, a lot of different burly creatures, a lot of undead things. We don't get to do a lot of great feminine shapes, so it was really nice to work on these characters because from afar we still have this, nice curvy hourglass aesthetic, but as you get closer to them, you start to see that their features have eroded a little bit. They have not really alien, but more aquatic influence on their hands and feet and things like that.
Sexy from a distance, scary up close.
Yes, exactly.
And they look nothing like the old Sirens that you've seen elsewhere in Norath. in EQ2.
Oh,
They
yeah?
look completely different.
So this is a new breed then.
Yeah, they're like the matrons of the Siren race, I guess you could say.
That's very cool. And then from an environment perspective, what did your team do?
Well, we wanted to do something kind of different in the same regard that the character team did, which was we didn't want to make, another classic dungeon crawl where, it's dingy and you knew bad inhabitants lived there. We started with the Sirens lore and that they were supposed to be very alluring. They're trying to draw you in. So when you enter Sirens Grotto, the first thing we wanted you to do was almost stare at the background, really kind of get lost in it, appreciate the water pools on the side, the coral everywhere, the pearlescence, almost abalone shell kind of sheen on everything, and just kind of stand in awe of it. There's beautiful siren statuary flanking the columns, and just that first walk down towards the first main area is it's awesome.
So we've been talking about it a little bit. Have you been showing? You've been showing the images, right? Okay, so they've been seeing some of the images of what's going on, what the sirens look like, the approach from Cobalt Scar and everything like that. So that's cool. And we'll come back and talk a little bit more about that later if we have time. But let's talk a little bit about the adventure now. So now everybody out there has seen a little bit of about what it looks like, and we know that you're going in there to kind of decipher what's going on with the Ages in Prophecy. Are there other reasons why you go there?
You do go in there also as a side quest. You can go in to looking for the missing Kelethan Combine contingent. There is an abandoned camp in Cobalt Scar where the Kelethan New Combine had based themselves, but now they're missing. They're completely gone. Nobody knows where they are. You can take a quest in Cobalt Scar from a New Combine soldier, and he requests your help to go into Sirens Grotto and find clues about their missing contingent.
Now, just to be clear, in case anybody's confused by that, because Combine Army is a little bit new to our game.
Right.
So this is it's composed of many different units from lots of the different cities in the world, all the different cities in the world.
It's like the United Nations of Norath, basically.
And they get along just as well.
Yeah. Yes.
So this is the Kelethan contingent that's missing.
Right.
And they just disappeared like wholesale one day. They're just gone.
Yeah, they have no idea what happened to them.
And so we're guessing that has something to do with the Sirens.
Most likely. Well, the Kelethan contingent are probably to the Sirens the most beautiful races of the entire New Combine Army.
Right.
So why not take the best looking race?
Okay,
in the
cool.
best looking dungeon.
So there's
in the best looking dungeon, right?
nicely slipped in. So you've got two major reasons to go in there, and then you're exploring through that. Now, what kind of content is inside this area?
Well, when you first enter the zone, kind of leading back to the story of you going in there to help the damsel in distress siren that you met outside, as you walk down that first runway, it's basically a really long hallway in the first room when you enter the zone. You see sirens dropping down from the waterfalls, and they're crisscrossing. They're kind of flaunting their stuff. They're showing you what they look like, and you're supposed to wow you, and that leads into the first encounter with the siren that you interact with, and she's trying immediately to seduce you. She's basically saying, "Look what we have to offer."
That was
more
Tom's
of this.
favorite animation, by the way.
Yes.
He was working on that for days. I'd always turn around and he'd just be like, I got to work on this. It's got to be perfect.
Working
Got to
on
be
it.
perfect. I know all his reference video. Trust me, Tom's up to no good.
Yeah. No, but of course you are a hero. You've got the willpower to resist this, this seduction from the sirens. And well, if the sirens can't have you, then you're an intruder. You got to be put down. And
Game on.
it's game on from there.
Okay, so this is obviously dungeons.
Yes.
What flavor of dungeons? Are they regular heroic dungeons, or?
There are heroic, and there are also advanced solo.
Oh, okay, good.
Yes, yes. So and in fact, for the daily, I should mention that the missions that send you into Sirens Grotto to look for these missing Kelethan Combine soldiers, that's part of a daily mission system that we have in place. And there's actually 4 daily missions for the 2 Sirens Grotto zones, and plus a weekly mission and these missions will award you, the dailies award you an obol from COE, and the weekly will award Greater Spirit if you've completed the SIG line in COE.
Cool.
Yeah. So
That's
there's on top of gaining full AA experience every time you do these dailies, even though they are repeatable, you do get full AA, full experience, coin. You do also get obols or spirit, greater spirit.
Now people are able to play these on beta right now, right?
Yes, they can.
And is that true of the raids also?
Yeah, yeah.
So there's raids in this area, obviously.
Yes, there are.
And they can play them right now. Do you know how many there are?
I know that there's one that encompasses the entire Sirens Grotto, both parts. The first part and the second part that
we're not talking about.
we may not know. The one which will not be.
That's going to be a huge surprise. When
Yeah,
people
there's a
see
lot
it.
of great stuff. I had a lot of fun working on the second half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that second half in beta right now?
If the raids are being tested,
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's definitely being tested.
So go check it out. There's a bunch of cool stuff to see.
Yeah.
Try not to break too much.
Yeah.
Just don't run around telling everybody. Let
Don't take
them try.
screenshots. Let them experience it. That's
Yeah,
why we're not
yeah.
talking about it. It's from the first half to the second half. It's a really awesome shift, and we hope people enjoy it.
Yeah, we wanted to make something that was worth discovering.
Yeah.
And I think it's definitely got that.
Now I've seen some images, and they've seen a few. Like that tree there. That's obviously not just foliage in the middle of the thing. That's actually a critter, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
that's one of the bosses. He's the coral guardian. He's this summoned creature that's made out of corals, which there are siren summoners around him that are controlling him, and well, you got to take him out.
And these
It's a
images are
brass-
really deceptive too. Like these are really big creatures.
Oh yeah, these are
right?
big. Yes.
So
In fact,
this guy and that frog that was on the other image, they're like really large.
They
oh
filled
yeah.
the zone.
In fact, the sirens are really large too. As if you're a normal human-sized character, you stand about at their waist or their stomach. That's about how high. So
to-
they're like Amazonian.
There's something in the water.
So to them, you're those cute little humans.
Yeah, exactly,
They
right.
carry around like a doll, a couple
Right.
of dozen under each arm.
Yeah, yeah. And there are Fae and there are part of the Kelethan Combine that are captured. You do see Fae, and the Fae are about at their webbed feet. I
Yeah,
guess.
knee.
Yeah. Oh, cool. So stuff has happened to the Kelvin contingent.
Oh yeah,
Don't,
yeah.
don't get into the details
Okay.
yet. That's
All
cool.
right.
That's
All
cool. They
right.
can find out about that. Is there anything else you want to bring up about, say, like the artwork or the area?
I really hope players enjoy it. It's like I mentioned earlier, it's kind of completely different than something we typically do. We really wanted to stress the beauty of it. Even the creatures, as Chris was saying, are integrated into the environment, so you may be appreciating it, and they're going to pop out and slap you something fierce. It's great. I mean, we had a joy working on it. I hope you guys enjoy it.
Now, one of the things I noticed while I was playing beta, that wasn't quite a wrap up, sorry. One of the things I noticed when I was playing beta is these zones are kind of hard. Like there's some serious challenge.
Don't
to
blame
them.
me.
No, it's a good thing. I appreciate challenge.
No, I think they did a great job with the population, and we tried to hide some NPCs
Yes.
in there so that maybe you could get lured into another battle accidentally. So hopefully that all plays out.
Yeah, our aim was to make this slightly harder than the hardest COE dungeon.
Right.
Because progression-wise, you're going to gain. By the time if you were to do the quests that lead up to Sirens Grotto, you should have the equipment that'll keep you alive.
Right.
To get you through at least to the advanced solo.
Right.
So, but it's going to be a challenge.
Right.
We don't expect you to complete it the first time around successfully.
That's great.
Expect deaths.
Was there anything else you'd like to add on before we finish up?
Yeah, that frog.
Yeah, maybe we could talk about that.
The frog. Yeah.
Okay. What about the frog?
Well, okay. So
What's his name?
his name is the Brood Baron, and that's a take on the Blue Baron because, well,
In Chelsea.
in Chelsith, in the original Canark, in the original Chelsith in Canark, there is this Blue Baron frog,
Yeah.
which I don't know why he had this lordly title, but he did, and
I
so
killed
I.
him.
Well, I know you had to, right?
For
You
my
had-
wizard epic, yeah.
We've all killed him, and we've all wondered why he has this lordly title. He's like a noble frog. But this is basically, consider this guy the older brother. He's the Brood Baron, and he does have a brood, and you have to watch out for them.
Right.
Because they will lay the smack down.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, he got a lot of love from the art team too. He got an audio pass. I know that Tom had worked on animations.
Yeah.
I know that our other character artist, Aaron, had done a lot. I mean, we had a lot of people work on.
And
Yeah,
some
we did quite a bit with sound and VO this time around.
No, it was
didn't we?
great.
Oh, that's-
Audio
yes.
big time.
Amazing,
Mark's
guys.
really stepping it up, doing a great job.
Yeah, and when you do when you approach the Siren Queen, which is one of the main boss fights in the zone, turn the sound up because she's fully voice acted.
Yeah, people remember to turn on your volume once in a while.
Yeah.
We are actually making effort in that part of the game. It's worth listening to once in a while.
Yeah,
So-
her complete combat VO. Even when you approach her, before you even see her, she's speaking to you. So as you approach her chamber,
Yeah.
she's talking to you, and her voice is in your head, part of the seductive powers.
Excellent. That's excellent. Sounds great.
No, that's great.
It's all
Well, it'll be coming out soon. What's the date?
30th, right?
Yeah.
30th.
Yep. So it's only a couple of weeks away, right here at the end of the month. So Cobalt Scar and Sirens Grotto are coming at you, and when it's great, you can accolades will be thrown at them, and if you don't like it, well then it was my fault. So bring it on. And thanks for watching. We really appreciate your time, and we'll see you soon.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Sony.